Well, last time we met, I know I said we were going to be in Galveston, but I forgot to introduce the other gunfighter. So we're here in Richmond, side of the Jay Bird Woodpecker War, and our other gunfighter is Volney Gibson. So I'm going to travel around town here and kind of explain to you how the gunfight went down. Right here is where the courthouse used to stand. Right there where that's City Hall nowadays. That used to be the courthouse. So on August 16th, 1889, Judge Parker and a man named Will Wade had just left the courthouse and were riding down 4th Street here. And they noticed that one block over was Volney and his brother Gulf were shadowing them on the opposite block. And when they got here to this corner, Volney got off his horse, drew his Winchester, and shot Judge Parker. Both brothers commenced shooting. Judge Parker wheeled his horse around and ran back down 4th Street, back to the courthouse. So the Gibson brothers blamed Judge Parker for instigating the killing of their brother Ned in Wharton. So Judge Parker came back down here, 4th Street, back to the courthouse, and went inside, and he had a bullet in his back, and he had one of the guys there check it out. Well, this brought out Sheriff Gibson and his 2 deputies, and the shooting also aroused all the Jaybirds down at the far end of the street where the Brahma Bull and Red Hot Saloon stood, McFarland's place. So they all came out with their guns and started making their way up the street here. So down here next to the Masonic Lodge was the Brahma Bull and Red Hot Saloon. That was the local Jaybird hangout. Down at the other end of Morton Street, that's where the courthouse is. So Jake Blakely was running across the street to a telephone pole that used to be on this corner, reaching for a gun in his pocket. Mr. Frost saw him and shot him, killed him. Sheriff Garvey had just come out of the courthouse, saw this happen, and immediately shot Frost in the abdomen. So this house behind me is the McFarland house, and when all the shooting started, McFarland's son and some others went upstairs with guns to those upstairs 2 windows right here and started shooting. So this building wasn't here, right? The courthouse is right there. So when the sheriff came out, they were shooting at him from those upstairs windows and shot him, as well as the people coming up the street. He was shot a total of 7 times. Judge Parker, whenever he went into the building, he grabbed a handful of shells and came out the door. He was going to load his gun after he got outside. As soon as he got out the door, he was shot by somebody in one of these upstairs windows. So the second time he had been shot, and he crumpled to the ground. So Sheriff Garvey was no punk, and he stood right out here in front of the courthouse, engaging the Jaybird as they walked up the street, unloaded his pistol and reloaded it, and shot some more until they finally gunned him down. He was also taking fire from behind this building, where the McFarland house is over that way. So when all the shooting was done, Frost had a bullet in his belly and he would die soon after. Sheriff Garvey was dead with 7 bullets in him in front of the courthouse. And Jake Blakely had been killed by Frost across the street there by the telephone pole. There were a Texas Ranger had gotten shot and wounded who was trying to stop the violence. A young girl had gotten shot by accident, probably when Judge Parker was fleeing from the Gibson brothers. And there was 4 or 5 other people who had been injured, including one of the deputies. So it was a bloody sad day here in Richmond. All right, so our next stop will be in Galveston, where our 2 gunfighters meet up. Until then, y'all keep exploring Texas.